Okay, let's get right into it today. We have got to... some of you are just really ticked off at us for talking about presidents and economic policies and Obama, so we will try and refrain, so...
It wasn't all bad, but...
No, some people...
But enough.
Well, we didn't do it on purpose, it just kind of flowed.
Yeah.
Did Gary die of the same type of brain hemorrhage that Bret almost died from? We don't know what caused it yet. We just know that when we broke the story initially, it was about him falling, hitting his head. And, you know, that can happen, that kind of trauma. I mean, it's a really dicey... Wasn't that the way Natasha Richardson died, too?
Yeah, from what we know so far.
But we don't know what the exact circumstances. But Gary Coleman had complications. You know, he's been sick in various ways for a while now.
Right, but Natasha Richardson hit her head on the slopes, right? And then I guess the medics came, got her up, she was conscious, thought she was fine, went home, and then
started feeling bad, right. Okay. So we don't know exactly, but it, sad. Why hasn't TMZ reported that Charlie Sheen during his engagement to Kelly Preston? Yes, we reported that. We actually talked about that. And we even said that was why the DA in the case initially sought a felony, because the DA felt that it wasn't the first time, because Charlie pleaded no contest.
That's right.
Well, no, actually, no. It wasn't Kelly Preston. It was somebody else. It was...
Denise Richards?
No. It was another woman. It wasn't Kelly Preston.
Was it a wife, or was it...
It was a girlfriend. What was the name of the girlfriend? Hey, Linda. What was the name of the girlfriend Charlie Sheen had when he pled no contest in '97? There was a no contest plea, I believe, in '97. Do you remember it, Mike? Anyway, we'll find out in a second. But he had pled no contest in that case, and the DA felt that there was a pattern there, and it wasn't the first time, and that's why he was going for a felony. That's what the DA said. Brittany Ashland, that was it. But Kelly Preston, they never, that was never the basis of anything. But we did, so we broke this story today about what's going on with Charlie. There are 4 options that he has, and it's up to him now to choose. The DA is willing to go with any of the 4. He can either go to jail for 30 days and not have any probation. He can get no jail time, but get 2 years probation. The problem there is if he slips up, he goes to jail for a long time.
Right.
He can get deferred prosecution, which is...
Similar sort of thing, that they enter an agreement where they will put everything on hold and give us over a certain period of time. He'll have to comply. He'll have to meet a number of conditions, including do not break any laws. And if he survives that and doesn't break any laws, then the prosecution will never take place.
And then the 4th is going to trial. Charlie has not ruled out any of those. We can tell you that for sure. And has kind of vacillated on it. And he was, we're told, upset with the Tito Ortiz case where the DA didn't even prosecute him, and Charlie kind of feels, well, that was a lot rougher than what he's accused of doing, breaking her eyeglasses, and, although there was an allegation of holding a knife to her.
Right.
But...
and different jurisdictions, of course.
And different jurisdictions. So it's up to Charlie. There is a placeholder date of June 7th right now where they can go in and do the plea, but we are told if Charlie accepts door number 1 and goes to jail for 30 days, he will fly to Aspen, enter the plea, and immediately go to jail. And he's going to get it over with before the season of 2.5 Men starts in early August.
I think the most interesting thing about this is Charlie has an option not to do any jail time, but he and I guess his handlers are so concerned.
Well, he's not as concerned.
It's his handlers?
There are people, he has a lot of advisors, and they're all going different ways on this. And that's one of the things where nobody is united on this yet.
I just can't imagine ever choosing jail over no jail, but I guess people are so concerned.
Oh, if I were Charlie, I would take the jail.
You just do not think
I would absolutely take the 30 days, just because Charlie has,
it's a history of abuse or alcohol and drugs.
And if he one false move, and he really goes in for a long time, so I don't know. I mean, the 30 days you're in, you're out. You do a Kiefer Sutherland, and it's done.
I don't know, what 17 days with good behavior, they say?
17 days with good
It's
behavior.
a long 17 days.
You know what? It's Aspen. You look out the window a little bit. You get out of
You
here.
think you got a view of the mountains from the jail cell?
You get out of here. Could I have one with a view, please? I'd like a mountain view.
You know, I've never been here before. It'd be really lovely to see the mountains.
Is there a suite? Excuse me, I do 2.5 men. I wonder if you think Bret Michaels is not telling the whole story about what is going on with his health. Well, I mean, we did the story today. We found out that his doctor told him, don't do this tour, don't do this concert tonight in Biloxi, but he is going to do it against his doctor's advice. His doctor wants him to rest, but they've got medics standing by. They're pumping up the AC, and he's not going to dance around a lot.
Still.
I know, still.
Crazy.
But I like the guy. Was Gary Coleman sick before this happened? Yeah, remember he had a seizure on a TV set a couple of months before.
Right.
So he's had health problems. He has had kidney problems. He's had a lot of health problems.
Right.
Have Dina and Michael Lohan commented on the judge's ruling? Not publicly, but I think you'll see stuff next week. Don't you think Bret knows if he's up to sing or not? Well, you know, that's kind of one of the things where he may feel it, but his doctor has a different opinion, and the question is, who are you going to believe?
Every entertainer or athlete thinks it can hit the stage of the field before they're actually ready to.
Which option do you think Charlie will pick? I think ultimately he's going to pick the 30 days. I really do. But, you know,
Wow.
that's my guess. I am told, do not bank on any of these. You know, he can choose any one of them. None of them are an absolute certainty, but he will pick one of the 4.
Do you know what I don't know the answer to this. What the potential for jail time is if he goes to trial and gets convicted?
Yeah, well, one of it's a felony, so that's actually prison.
Yeah.
Now, if the probation allows the judge to go back in on a felony, it could be really
Could be
bad.
some serious time.
Yeah.
It'd be insane for him not to take 1, 2, or 3. I mean, to go to trial with those other options on the table.
Well, his feeling is Brooke is not a credible witness either. She had a .13 blood alcohol level. She was legally drunk at the time. She recanted part of her story to the police. She's had substance abuse issues, gone into rehab. So
Right, but let's say best case scenario, you have a 70% chance of winning. That's a 30% chance
I take
of
the
being
30
convicted.
days. I mean, you're in, you're out, you're done. Do you? Since it's Lawyer Friday, if either of you were arrested and tried for first-degree murder, what defense lawyer, past or present, would you want? Oh God, you know that just gets us in trouble. I'm not going to say that.
Well, let's take past. People who are now deceased.
People who are now deceased, Johnnie Cochran. Johnnie Cochran, that's an easy one.
He'd have to
People who are now deceased, Johnnie Cochran.
How about Clarence Darrow? I'll take Clarence Darrow. He can have Johnnie Cochran.
You know, Clarence Darrow was an unbelievable lawyer, and obviously I never saw Clarence Darrow, but I've seen Johnnie Cochran, and he was a sight to behold in court. And what Johnnie Cochran did so incredibly well was he knew how to read a jury and what moved a jury, and he could plug into that like nobody I've ever seen, and it was just so brilliant. I got to tell you, I mean, I'm honored to have known Johnnie Cochran. I mean,
Yeah.
he was such an amazing lawyer.
Right.
And we totally disagreed on, I think I talked about this on O.J. Simpson, to the point where it kind of put a wedge in our relationship for a year or two, but we got over it.
Yeah,
But-
Johnnie Cochran's known to the public as the guy who defended O.J., but he had a long and storied
God.
career before that ever happened. And, you know, he's always going to be viewed
Huge.
through that prism, obviously. But, you know, it is what it is. He obviously did a great job in that trial.
Well, let me
as
just
well,
say,
but-
okay, so you have blood going from the bodies into his bathroom via his Bronco, the driveway, the inside of the house into the bathroom,
Yeah,
and there's a DNA match, and he's found not guilty.
yeah,
Johnnie Cochran is amazing.
yeah.
Johnnie Cochran is amazing.